And after doing an exercise like this and really empowered with this kind of self-awareness and knowledge, you should be one big step closer to being able to design a more purpose-led career. Hey badass, so in today's video we're getting deep. We're talking about purpose, life purpose and career purpose. The reason that we're here, the way that we find sense and meaning in what we do, the way we feel fulfilled and like we're making the kind of contribution and impact that we want to in this world. And the fact of the matter is that most of us are doing life by accident, right? Most of us have kind of let things happen to us and it sort of shaped us along the way, and we decided to go to school because our friends were studying there, or our dad said that it would be a really stable career, or we studied journalism so we ended up working in journalism like without really thinking twice. Like most of us are kind of doing life in default mode rather than being super strategic and intentional. And what we know from research and studies is that true fulfillment comes from when we live our life on purpose. Knowing your purpose provides a filter for your life through which you can act and make decisions and do things that are aligned to who you are and what you're here to do. And when you know your purpose, oh my gosh, it provides such an incredible level of clarity, and decisions like career decisions, for example, become really quite simple and straightforward because you can differentiate between something that feels in alignment with your purpose and shiny object syndrome, which is basically just a job that looks great on paper but wouldn't actually leave you feeling any more happy. And I just think having a purpose is so essential to our life's journey. It's like having a compass that gives us direction. And if ever we're feeling lost, we can refer back to it and get back into alignment. And really there is no better feeling than just having the sense of knowing that you're on the right track. And unfortunately, tapping into our purpose and finding it is quite a lot of hard work because it's buried under years and years and years of society's expectations on us, right? This is what the career conveyor belt looks like. Do this, do it for 3 years, get promoted, go again, get promoted, go again, get promoted, all of that kind of stuff, right? This is what a good career looks like. It's like a ladder. You just go up. There's one direction. You start here as a junior associate and you get up to partner, and then suddenly you'll be happy, right? You'll be fulfilled. It'll be everything you ever wanted. Society places a lot of value on getting paid financially, on money, whereas we know from studies that money only makes you happy to a certain extent, and that purpose and meaning and contribution actually fulfill your soul and make you a lot happier and engaged in your work. So there's all these old rules that we've been living by, and no one really teaches us how to find our inner calling and our purpose, because I think if they did, careers would look really different. And so in today's video, I'm going to walk you through an exercise that will get you tapping into your purpose and understanding and finding some purpose clues around what makes up your purpose, and hopefully you'll be able to take those clues and think about your career a little bit differently. And the thing about purpose is that it's very closely aligned to who you are as a person. In fact, it's an expression of who you are as a person. Your strengths, your personality, your values, your life experiences, all of these things, it's you, it's an expression of you. And so your passions aren't random. Your life highlights aren't random. The things that you love to spend time on, the things you get lost in, they're not random. Those are all clues as to what your purpose might be. Your purpose is when all of those things overlap into an activity or a mission that allows you to feel like that most of the time. So in this video, we're going to do a treasure hunt around your head, your heart, your gut, and we're going to pull out some of those purpose clues. So step one of the exercise is that I want you to identify 10 moments of your life, personal or professional, that were really positive for you. It might have been planning a friend's birthday. It might have been rolling out a global IT solution from corporate. It really doesn't matter. What matters is that it's a story, it's a moment where you felt energized, you felt proud of what you were doing, you felt like you were at your best. There was something about it that made you tick. You had a sense of accomplishment once it was done. Basically, you felt damn good doing it and having delivered it. In these moments, it's likely that you felt in flow, like time was passing without you even realizing, or you felt confident, like you knew you were doing something that you were capable of and you were good at, and everyone around you recognized that as well. In terms of timeline, it might have been when you were a child, it might have been when you're an adolescent, it might have been when you're an adult, it might have been last week. It really doesn't matter. Try not to overthink it. I just want you to get these sort of 8 to 10 ideas, these moments down on paper. Now, in step 2, I'd like you to go through these memories and think about which ones really had the biggest impact on you. Maybe it really shaped you. Maybe it really felt like a lesson learned. Maybe it was just a real high for you. Maybe you felt so energized. It was just one of your best life moments and you felt really accomplished. And I also want you to think about the ones that you actually remember really well. Like you can actually remember quite a lot of detail as well. And this will help you to narrow it down to the final 5, and these are the 5 stories that we're really going to flesh out. And so the next step, once you've selected your 5, is I'd like you to write out using pen and paper ideally, because it does something different in the brain when you use pen and paper. I want you to write out the story, and I want you to be able to answer the following questions. So what were you doing specifically? Use a lot of action verbs. Tell me, did you plan? Did you organize? Did you confront? Did you mediate? Did you coach? Did you listen? What were you doing in the situation? Tell me about the context. What environment were you in? Was it strict? Was it casual? Was it fun? Was it high pressure? Tell me about the environment, about the ambience. What kind of skills were you using in this experience? And really try and think about this and detail it. So rather than being like, oh, I was being good with people, tell me about that. You know, I was helping a friend in her time of need, going from being very problems focused to more solutions oriented. That's the kind of level of detail I'd like you to draw out. What kind of skills were you using? How were you influencing people? What were you doing? What were you changing? What strengths of yours were you putting on the table? What kind of people were around you? What did that look like? What kind of people in this moment were you gravitating towards? Were you enjoying being around? And what did you feel? I want you to get really precise with your emotions. What did you feel before this experience, during the experience, at different milestones, and afterwards as well? Once you've written all that you can and provided as much detail and explicit descriptors of your experience for all 5 of your experiences, I want you to leave it. I want you to walk away for at least 1 hour and come back and look at it with fresh eyes. Feel free to pause this video if you need to, and otherwise hit play when you're ready to continue on with the next part of the exercise. So in the next part of the exercise, I want you to go through these 5 critical experiences, and I want you to start hunting for themes and patterns. We're really looking for the treasure here in your stories. We're looking for what are called purpose clues, things that energize you and make you feel really good. And I want you to categorize them into the following areas. So the first is around environment. So I want you to ask yourself these kinds of questions. In what kind of environment do I tend to thrive? What activities and events tend to light me up? What kind of relationships do I enjoy? What kind of people boost me up or let me be the best version of me? What kind of ambience suits me best? The next bucket I'd like you to really think about, looking at the themes and patterns, the things that just keep coming up over and over again. It's around your skills. So I'd like you to really focus on what kind of things do I tend to enjoy doing? What kinds of talents and strengths do I tend to sort of call on in these situations? What kind of topic or task gets me really, really fired up? And which activities cause me to get into a state of flow, to lose track of time? And the next kind of bucket or category that I'd like you to focus on is impact. So what kind of impact do I like to have on people and things in these moments? What do I like to contribute? What do I like to bring to the table? Is it energy? Is it joy? Is it freedom? Is it knowledge? Is it clarity? Is it support? What do I give? What do I contribute? And ask yourself, what makes me feel useful as a person? How do I like to help? How do I like to serve others? When you go through these categories and you mind map them out and you see the themes and patterns emerge, these are your purpose clues. It's these things that you need to have in your weeks. It's these things that you should try and integrate into your life and your work much more often. And after doing an exercise like this and really empowered with this kind of self-awareness and knowledge, you should be one big step closer to being able to design a more purpose-led career. So badasses, I hope that you enjoyed this simple but powerful exercise. I know that when I did it, a lot of things came up for me that seemed really obvious, but when I saw them all together, I was like, oh, Now I see. It's really, really powerful. Take the time to do it right, to mind map it out. You might leave it and come back to it several different times. That's totally okay. But now that you're equipped with your purpose clues, that is freaking powerful. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what came up for you. And otherwise, if you are into career development and coaching and all that good stuff, and you really want to take your career and your life to the next level, then hit subscribe to this channel because I'm dropping videos like this every single week. And until the next one, I'll leave you right here. Stay badass, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.